Akande Femi, earlier you were talking about how this would go. You spoke about the fact that the widow of the former president would not be allowed at where the interment would take place. Talk to us more about that.
Well, for some people, according to Islamic rights, the widows or women are not allowed, particularly allowed to become close to where these interments will take place. But of course, she will be allowed to pay her last respect to her husband before other close family associates will then take over from there and take the body for interment. But she'll be allowed to properly grieve her husband, pay her last respect, and it's when she's satisfied that indeed then the body can be taken for interment. That is when that body will be taken from her for interment. But she will be part of the whole process, and she would also have a say in how the whole activity is conducted, and she will also be able to significantly influence the outcome. But it's a sad one for the family, not just for Nigerians. We can see on screen, we saw earlier his daughters, we saw Zara, we saw his other daughters, Fatima. They're all grieving, they're all sobbing. To them, former President Muhammad Buhari was indeed a dear father, a loving father. It means it's a personal loss for them. And if you've suffered loss of someone very close to you, you will understand what it means. So this is a very difficult time for the family of former President Muhammadu Buhari. But we believe that with all of the condolences and well wishes coming in from Nigerians, well, that might bring that soothing relief for them, and hopefully with time they will then be able to at least accept these as the will of God, as they say in Islam, inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi rajiun. So I believe that with time they would also be able to accept it as the will of God, and then move on. But it's really a mourning period for Nigerians and for the family of former President Muhammadu Buhari. Just ahead there, I can see his state chief of protocol, who was the man always moving ahead of former President Muhammad Buhari when he was at the saddle. Right now, he's just walking alone. Only God knows what's running through his mind. Just seeing the body of his former boss being wheeled out of an aircraft, carried out of an aircraft, and wheeled right now to an ambulance where it will be taken for the final burial at his home in Daura. Here also it's going to be wheeled on this red carpet where these military officers will also pay their last respect to a man, for a former president, a soldier, a former commander-in-chief of the armed forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Indeed, Femi, we see the body being wheeled there, just like you mentioned. The military officers would pay their respects, would also see President Bola Tinubu eventually receive the body, after which, when the event is concluded here at the Umaru Musa Yar'Adua International Airport, the body would be taken to Daura, the former president's hometown, his residence, and where he will be interred.
Indeed, the body of the former president, Muhammadu Buhari, has arrived the Umaru Musa Yar'Adua airport. President Bola Tinubu is at the airport waiting to see the body. You can see the body from the live pictures on the screen of the former president being wheeled on the red carpet. Military officers are also present to pay their last respect. And after the event here, it's expected to move to Daura, where he will be laid to rest.